Chris, you've just said it in the radio interview there, the disappointment is that there was something there for us today.
Yeah, great. Credit to the lads for giving everything physical towards that game. Really pleased with that. Always felt we were going to get a goal, to be honest with you, but we didn't, so we have to take that on the chin. But yeah, it was really commendable, the efforts. Some good quality football within that, in blustery conditions. But I am also disappointed we lost because I'm naturally a winner, and I felt like their efforts deserved something.
If you don't mind me saying, I think the fans are enjoying these interviews that we do simply because you wear your heart on your sleeve, and when you are disappointed you don't hide away from it.
Well, what's the point dressing something up that isn't or is? Sometimes as a manager you have to protect your players in terms of John Mellish, you got to protect him when everybody's sort of jumping on his back. There was tweets and suggestions of trying to swap Mike Jones for John Mellish when we played Barra to help us win. I mean, I don't know. So at points like that you just got to be yourself and support players that deserve that support, and that's not taking away the fact of how good Mike Jones was and is for Carlisle. I'm not having a go at him one bit, but that's just what can happen sometimes. But we have to stay positive because the performance relates to being positive, and I did feel like we'd get that goal, but we didn't.
Whatever else happened in the game, not getting that goal, is that down to that ruthless streak that you keep saying we need to find somehow?
Well, it would have been nice to go up, wouldn't it, in the first half, because Louis got a free header. Jimmy's in the 6-yard box, the ball at his right foot and just slightly misses the target. Joe Riley has a couple of shots. One fell great to John because Louis miskicked and fell to John. He couldn't quite connect correctly he put the goalie under pressure but not actually score the goal. So they're really good things. We've got to support that. But yeah, it'd be nice if one goes in, but it's like you said the other day, our last 2 home games we scored 6 goals, so that's pretty ruthless. And the energy and fitness in the games is pretty high, and the big talk about the winger being a standout League 2 player last year, and will he go for big money, is he leaving and things like that. I think he is a good player, but I think our players did very well today and made sure we looked good.
Talked about a lot of big moments there. It was one of those days when the big moments perhaps didn't go our way, and we could go all the way back to the Aaron Hayden clash that led to him being substituted.
Well, yeah, Ryan's Bowman's from Carlisle, isn't he? So he's got a bit about him, hasn't he, in terms of physicality. But he didn't really play the ball at that incident because Farms has caught the ball, and he helps Aaron hit his own goalkeeper because he's clever. And that's how he plays football. So, and that's what's serving him well for him and his family and his team. I want us to be ruthless, but more in movement, technique, finishing, pace, pressing. But yeah, that's the way he plays football, and Aaron suffered the other side of it because unfortunately he got that knock on his nose and his cheekbone. He tried, didn't he? But couldn't. So. We'll have to see how he is tomorrow.
I was going to say way too early to diagnose where he's at in terms of being ready for next week.
Yeah, well, it's Tuesday, isn't it? So, it'll be. I'm thankful it's a 1 o'clock kick-off, so we'll be home not too late at tonight. So it will feel like the lads are resting tomorrow rather than getting in bed and getting back out to train. So that's good. I thank Exeter for that because we did request that. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see where we are with the bumps and bruises, but I'm so supportive of the players giving 100% like they did, because I really did feel like we'd get a goal.
They must be frustrated. The manner of the goal that Tom Parks has scored there from a set piece, and it looks like he was unmarked for a while.
Well, yeah, there's always confusion on a set play. We didn't really for the amount we had, we didn't put enough pressure on the goal from them. They had far less than us, but it often happens like that. I was more disappointed with how we started the second half in the middle of the pitch. We had the ball a lot, but kept turning it back over to them straight away, and it just gave them a little bit of impetus. They weren't passing us off the pitch or doing anything extravagant, but they get the little breaking play, in the arm wrestle that I keep talking about, and they got on top with the goal, but we definitely had the upper hand with 10 men. Obviously they had a few breakaways. It's going to happen because we're taking major risks to try and get our goal. You know, in league football at the moment, you may as well try and get the equaliser or lose 2-0. I did feel if they scored, it would have completely deflated us, but it was worth taking the risk to try and get the goal, and we didn't get it.
Jimmy Touré's red card, we'll have to watch it again obviously to see exactly what happened, because I think we all were looking elsewhere at the time, but it looks like it's a reaction to a bit of dark arts from Jake Taylor. Learning curve for the boy?
If it is, yeah. Like I say, I told the radio I honestly didn't see it, because on the foul I want to make sure we're scoring off the free kick, so I'm trying to organise the lads to get in the places where they normally go to score the goal. But he's adamant, he's been stood on. I just said to him, like, you know, players that are exciting and good at running with the ball and doing things like that, Messi, Ronaldo, Maradona, the amount of times they must have been kicked as young boys in their careers, and how they dealt with that. And don't get me wrong, as they've grown, great players like that. I'm not saying Jimmy's in that area of player, but he's definitely a player that plays with great excitement, skill and touch and movement, and he's got to deal with the fact it's actually, I know it sounds daft, but it's like respectful that they're doing that to you, because they're trying to do that to you because they can't deal with you. So you got to try and like be beyond that, and it's a shame the ref didn't see the first incident, because that might have been completely different, but he didn't, and he sent Jimmy off.
We might have short things up, but your intent was signalled. You've got Gav Riley on, you've got Amari Patrick on. You wanted something from that game, possibly even at the cost of giving those breakaways that you talked about away. Yeah,
goal difference is really important, but not important. You know, points are more important. I obviously don't want to lose, but we could have lost by more. But in that gamble, I suppose the gain is worth it, because the lads were at it, and we didn't quite get that goal. So I'm really pleased with them efforts.
It was, wasn't it? With the 10 men, we were going for it, and that's got to be a positive that we can take from this, is those lads didn't crumble. They've dealt with a lot of things that didn't go their way today.
100%. Told them that. I'm frustrated we got B, because it is avoidable, and we could have won, but didn't. But the way they played to the end is commendable, and I commended them for it before I come out to speak to you guys. But yeah, it's sometimes like you do a good hard day's graft in all different walks of life, and sometimes you don't get your rewards. We didn't get any today for the efforts. We didn't protect the point we had, but once they got upper hand in that incident, we definitely tried our best to make it even.
Last couple, Chris, because we're keeping you for ages, but the fans are really relating to this football that the boys are playing. Again, you've got the frustration, disappointment today, but again, another tick in the box.
Yeah. Stocks and shares, 3 points is the value of our market. We didn't get any. We could play brilliant, we could play rubbish, we didn't get any. So that's what we go on with, nothing. But in terms of their efforts to get and try and achieve, brilliant. But we're only ever judged off that, really. I suppose at a club like ours, and it was often like that at the clubs I worked for before, developing and making players better is important, because it helps survive, it helps finances survive. So that's a success within a success. But like I've told Gav and spoke with Gav at length and the staff and that, while we'll try and look after today's 3 points, we've got to develop tomorrow's, and we have to work like that, because it's important, because any lower league club needs that. I mean, these guys got 4.5 million, haven't they, waiting to be spent in January. What a great place to be for them, and they huffed and puffed against us to get their win, and we've just got to like draw a line under it, understand why we didn't get what we wanted, but definitely be ready for Newport on Tuesday.
I was going to say a good morale lifting run that's come to an end, but you'll focus straight away on Tuesday night, another tough game, but let's go again.
100%. Every game's individually different, and to whether you've won games or not, it's the next game's the biggest one. It's the only one you can try and look to try and control and achieve something from. The one before and the one a week on, it's only the one in front of you next, and we've got to make sure we prepare correctly for it, because they're very good. I'm not too sure they got on yet, because I've not looked at results, but they're very good. They're very quick, so it'll be a very good game.
Thanks for your time, Chris.